Sure. My name is Michael Kazanel, and I work as a user experience designer the at the MathWorks. I'm 58 years old and travel occasionally. Um, Most of the time, it's traveling, let's say, with family. Although now that our kids are grown up, it's usually traveling to visit our kids when we travel. Um, yeah.
Okay. Since we're going to be talking today about booking hotels, could you tell me about your last hotel booking experience? Just kind of a
Um,
high-level overview.
sure. We were visiting my son in Chicago. He goes to school at Northwestern and was researching and booking a room in the Evanston area.
Okay, nice. So, how often would you say that you book hotels annually?
Um, let's say let's say around three times. Now, one caveat there is I'll sometimes do it. Sometimes it's my wife who will do it.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's a combination. For example, I may research a room and then she'll book it, or vice versa. So sometimes one of us doing it, the whole thing. Other times it's a combination.
Okay. So, for visiting your kids, what service do you use to book hotels most often? Is it a travel agent website, just over the phone? Just kind of elaborate on that.
Sure. More so recently, what we end up doing is we don't use a travel agent website. We'll often have a sense of the actual hotel we're thinking of staying at. Maybe there'll be one of those travel websites where we'll do some initial uh, consideration of different places, but usually at the end we'll end up going directly to the hotel's website and doing the reservation from there.
Okay, nice. So, what site did you most recently make a reservation on?
Um, well, most recently, last fall, when I say you, it would be like combination of my wife and myself. We visited actually Milan. We ended up doing some research of hotels there. I can't remember particular ones. We ended up actually staying at a Airbnb, so we used the website for doing that.
Okay. How would you rate your experience on Airbnb?
Um, Found it very good. My Now for that one, that was my wife doing much of the actual booking, and that was
Gotcha.
overall was fairly straightforward.
Okay, you mentioned that you may use other sites to kind of get a feel of what you may be looking for in a hotel. Do you comparison shop, I'm guessing, a lot before you book a hotel?
Um, yes, and so it might do the kind of the TripAdvisor or the combination of something like that plus comparison shopping. Might look up in go to individual hotels website and have them on, let's say, different tabs in a browser and be going back and forth based on, for example, price, availability, what the rooms look like, etc. So we'll do the full kind of range of research.
Hi, my name is Shanae. I am a user experience specialist at a software company, and yeah, I'm in my late 20s, and I travel quite a bit. I live in Boston, and my family is in St. Louis, so I travel 3 or 4 times a year to visit them. And I also travel to visit friends around the country and take a vacation at least once a year. So yeah, I had dates in mind that I definitely needed the hotel for. And I went to a site kind of like this one and looked for those dates first, and then looked for uh, queen and king size rooms for those dates just to make sure that they were available. And I just went through the whole process and booked the site online.
Nice. So, you mentioned earlier, round about how often do you book hotel stays annually?
Um, I don't book hotels that often because I usually stay with family or friends.
Hmm.
I would have to say maybe once or twice a year I'll
Okay.
actually book a hotel. Yeah.
And what are the purposes for those?
The purpose for those is that I'm on vacation and I don't have any family or friends nearby.
Do you do any hotel booking for business or other reasons besides vacation?
I don't. We have someone on the company who does that booking.
Okay, nice. All right. So when you do book a hotel, what service do you use most often? Like a website, travel agent, just on the phone?
Yeah, I prefer to do my own research, so I'll go online and go to comparison sites like Orbitz and like Travelocity and just look for good deals. Like hotels.com is another one that I would frequent.
Okay. You actually hit one of my questions here. So since you comparison shop, is price always a motivator, or are there other things that motivate you to choose a hotel? Maybe keep this in the context of your most recent hotel stay.
Yeah, price is definitely a factor, but so is location. So the last time I booked a hotel, I had a particular area where I wanted the hotel to be located. So I looked for that area first, and then I did some comparison shopping by price and by customer reviews.
Okay, nice. Have you ever picked a destination based purely on the hotel, like being really awesome, or
I have
a hotel maybe you've heard a lot about?
Yeah, I have not done that. I usually pick the destination first and
Okay.
then would go back and I'll read reviews about the hotels, but I've never picked the hotel before the destination.
My name's David Trudeau. I'm a software engineer with MathWorks. I don't travel too often, but usually when I do, it's with my family for vacation.
Nice. Have you ever participated in a study like this before?
No, I have not.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about your experience in the past booking hotels. Could you tell me a little bit about the last hotel that you booked?
Let's see. I think it was Renaissance Hotel over at Patriots Place. It was just a quick weekend away sort of thing.
Okay. A little staycation.
Yep. No,
Nice. Do you do stuff like that often?
no, not too often.
Okay. How often would you say that you book hotels annually?
Mm, Once or twice.
Okay. And what service do you use to book your hotels most often? Travel agent, website, phone?
Usually website, either the actual hotel's website or sometimes just go through AAA or one of the other uh, sort of aggregate websites.
Okay. Do you remember which site that you most recently used to book a hotel stay?
It was the actual hotel website for the Renaissance one.
Okay. And what was your experience interacting with their site? Did you find the search and all the filters to be fairly agreeable, or were there any hiccups that you remember along the way?
I don't recall any hiccups. We had a very specific date we were looking for, and I remember it being pretty easy to just pick a day on a calendar and go.
Okay, nice. So, do you normally comparison shop before booking? Or are there other motivators that would help you choose a hotel?
Usually I do the comparison using one of the aggregator sites, so I'll do some searching on usually AAA just because it's straightforward.
Hmm.
Um, Sometimes I think we've used, well, in the past used Travelocity, but that's been a while. Um, sure, what we've used more recently. I think most recently we've been doing most of our hotels just specifically through their hotel website.
Okay, cool. Uh, have you ever booked a destination purely based on the hotel? Like you decided, hey, I want to go here because I've heard this hotel's 5 stars and everything's great and I'd like to try it out.
No, I would say no.
Okay. Uh, if you were to do that, what do you think about the hotel would make it like a focal point of your travel?
Hmm. Well, it would probably end up just being its proximity to other activities I wanted to partake of. In general, since I travel so infrequently, I don't spend a lot of time in the